A few people in the world suffer from a very rare genetic ailment in which they cannot sleep. It is called fatal familial insomnia. Only 40 families in the world have this gene. Once this disease surfaces, it becomes harder and harder for the person to fall asleep. It leads to hallucinations, delirium, dementia-like state, and ultimately, death. There is no cure for this. Fatal familial insomnia gives us an idea about the dangers of severe insomnia. Most of us have experienced insomnia at least once in our lives. Sometimes it's an exam, a project, or something else that makes us pull out several all-nighters in a row. At that point, we all begin to wonder, how long can I possibly keep this up? How many days can I stay awake? Wouldn't it be better if somehow we can reduce that time and enjoy our limited existence a bit more? Is a thought many of us have, and many of us have tried to do so too. But scientifically speaking, how long can you go without sleep? Well, stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, this is Tayo Science, simplified science to make you smarter. For most of us, only 3 to 4 days of sleepless nights are sufficient to put us into a hallucinating state. Let's see what happens in your body when you don't sleep for 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, and so on. 24 hours. Going 24 hours without sleep is not that rare. We often go through it in everyday life. It is often compared to having a blood alcohol percentage of 0.1%, which is above the legal limit in most places. Along with this, there are a host of other things you experience, but they vanish when you have a nice sleep. 36 hours. Staying awake for 36 hours affects even more systems in your body. Proper sleep regulates the hormonal balance, like human growth hormone, cortisol, insulin, etc. After 36 hours, they start going out of balance, affecting metabolism, temperature, appetite, mood, and stress levels, and a lot of other things as well. 48 hours. 48 hours is when things start to become really difficult for a lot of people. It's hard to cross that limit for many of us. Periods of microsleep start to emerge, where a person involuntarily sleeps for 30 seconds and wake up confused and disoriented. 48 hours is also when your immune system starts to suffer as well. The natural killer cell activity of the body takes a dip. These cells are responsible for immediate action against bacterial and viral infections. What if we go even beyond that? Beyond 48 hours? What if we go 72 hours? Well, this is the point when the urge to sleep becomes powerful than anything else. It becomes super hard to stay awake. After 3 days, you can barely pay attention, multitask, or remember things. You get easily irritated, depressed, and anxious. A study found that just after 30 hours, people find it hard to distinguish between angry faces and happy faces. Beyond 72 hours is filled with hallucinations, illusions, and altered perception. And this should never ever be tried, though there have been people who tried to test their limits. The longest recorded time for anyone willing to go without sleep is 11 days. Randy Gardner, a 17-year-old high school student, went 264 hours without sleep for a science fair project, breaking the previous record of 260 hours. On the 11th day, he was going through concentration problems, memory issues, and hallucinations. However, there was a press conference on the 11th day. He even spoke without any issues. After breaking the record, his health was carefully observed by the researchers. He slept for over 14 hours the next day, 10 hours after that. Follow-up sessions show that there was no ill effect on his health. Decades later though, he had insomnia issues. They may or may not be related to the experiment. Though many people claim to have broken Randy Gardner's record, Guinness World Records thankfully stopped registering sleep deprivation records. Even though death from sleep deprivation is rare, but it's certainly possible. Do hit the subscribe button if you like this video. Let me know what topics do you want to see next. And as always, keep learning, keep exploring until you know everything.